Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I am doing all right.
It's
It
been a
has been a long time since we have done a live.
it's not like we've been falling apart or anything.
No, not at all. So, what has been going on? Let's just let everybody know that we have been trying to take care of ourselves,
Yeah.
and it's a rough season for trigeminal neuralgia warriors everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with the wind and the cold, we're both kind of we're finding ourselves having to stay in bed a bit more and kind of take care of ourselves a bit more. Yeah, I know in talking to you, like you've been having quite the hard time too. Um, I had a hospital trip recently. I think with the holidays coming, my stress is up, and so that's contributing. And yeah, it's been a real mess.
Exactly. And the cold, as Jess is saying,
Yeah,
you already have snow.
yeah, we have a lot. It's minus 19 right now. Like
And
it's
th-
ridiculous.
that's insane. How much snow do you guys have?
Not too much. We have about a foot and a half, I would say.
Oh
Like
my
it's
gosh. She says
yeah,
not too
not
much.
too much. It's Canada. I don't know.
Not too much, just a foot and a half of snow. No biggie.
Sometimes when the wind blows, you can see a little grass spike or something.
Oh my gosh. So, are you going outside? How the heck are you dealing with that?
I have not been going outside very much, and when I do, like I posted that story the other day, like it's mask, it's a toque, it's a hood, it's a jacket, like it's everything. I've got quite the collection of scarves that I've
Oh my
accumulated
gosh.
just to try and protect it, but yeah, for the most part, I've been pretty isolated and indoors.
Yeah, Jess is saying hibernation mode to
Yeah.
the fullest.
Yes, in Canada? I
I
don't.
am not sure. Let's find out. Hi, Laura, and hi, Alma. I saw you earlier. So I'm in Portland, Oregon, and you know, but for everyone that doesn't know, it rains every single day here. So, it's not quite as cold as you are, but the weather just messes with every TN warrior right now. I think unless you're on like a beach in the Caribbean, I want to hear from you if you're suffering.
Yeah, just even the change from like a sunny day to rain, just like seeing those clouds roll in, you know it's gonna hurt.
Exactly. Can you see the comments, Kenzie?
Yes, I can. She says
Okay,
she's
good.
no. Okay, I'm in Alberta.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. So is there snow in Ontario too right now?
yeah, I'm not sure.
Interesting. But Kenzie was showing me all the windstorms that everybody was having last week. We even had one in Portland, but talk about your windstorm because that was insane.
It was like 120 plus kilometers an hour. It was bad. Like our bedroom, like the wind hits our bedroom wall, and so we're sleeping on the couch. It just was like it was horrible. I all our like patio furniture blew. Like everybody, garbage bins were down the street. It was a whole mess.
Oh my gosh, that is just insane. And you did brave the weather last week because you run an in-person support group.
Yeah,
Do you want to
yeah,
talk about that a little bit? I don't
yeah.
think a lot of people know that you do that.
Yes. So when I was first diagnosed, it was just by chance that a family friend knew someone with trigeminal neuralgia that was part of a support group in our local city. And so I kind of connected with them the year after I was first starting to get TN. And I started helping out in the group because a lot of them were older and they didn't have like the technological knowledge. So I, I started like sending emails for everyone, like reminder emails, and organizing everybody. And over time, like as people got older, they didn't want to run the group anymore, and it kind of fell into my hands. Um, and I obviously didn't want to see it end because it's been such an important part of like my journey is having kind of my honorary grandparents in this group. And so, yeah, I took that over. I took it over right before COVID hit. Uh,
Of course.
so it's been a bit of a challenge to kind of organize groups and make sure we have a place and we're all safe. But no, it's been really awesome to run that group, and unfortunately, I sometimes have to go out in the wind for it. But yeah, I mean, if we can offer support to people, then I think it's worth it.
I love that you do that and that you share your energy and brave the wind and the weather and just that community. We've all been talking about the last month how important it is, and just to talk to one other person that knows what you're going through can
Yeah.
change everything.
Yeah, and I think I don't know, this community lately it seems I don't know, enhanced. Like it's just there seems to be a lot more connection happening, a lot more love and support. People are sharing their stories more, and I mean that can be attributed to you. Like you've been killing it and like helping people share their stories. So, I mean, thank you for doing that. But I know just I won't shower you in compliments because I know that makes you uncomfortable. But um,
Thank you.
I I think just a segue to like, I think sometimes when you're the person that's constantly giving support, sometimes you need support as well. So I think it's important to check in on you too. Like, what are you up to? How's the holiday chaos? What's giving you purpose through the pain? What's inspiring you lately?
Yes. Wow, a lot has been going on lately. Um, Life is crazy as it is for everybody. Um, the holidays and family drama always tends to intensify around this season. I don't know why. Um, but I made a tough decision to exclude myself from all of that.
Hmm.
My husband Michael and I stayed home alone for Thanksgiving. It was just the two of us. And we're doing the same thing for Christmas. And, that's the best decision for us and for my health. And, you know, it's taken a lot to get here, but I know the energy that it's going to take for me to put myself in those situations, and I just don't have it in me right now.
Yep.
A lot of people probably just saw that I just took a COVID test. So, I've been feeling a little under the weather. I've been having increased symptoms. I've been vomiting, getting nauseous now. I didn't have that before, so that contributes to not being able to eat,
Hmm.
which, you've talked about this cycle so many times. You can't eat, then you can't sleep, then the pain is worse. And, so it's trying to tackle that cycle. And that's where I'm at right now is putting everything aside until I get control of my TN demon.
And I mean, that's not easy to do. And I'm really proud of you for making that decision for yourself because, yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy at all. And I know that you had your hospital visit recently. Do you
Hmm.
want to talk about that? What led to that? And, you
Yeah.
know, I have so many questions about your hospital visit. So I will let you get into it first and then I'll ask my questions.
Yeah. So it was kind of a weird one for me. Like I knew I had been in a flare, but usually, the days leading up to a hospital trip, I'm pretty like out of it. And this one, I like woken up that morning and I didn't feel good. And I think I messaged Jessica like, I'm not feeling good, but it is what it is. I got in the bath and I just felt really, really sick, like really in pain, and I just started like vomiting. I leaned my head over the bath and just was vomiting, like crying. I couldn't move. I couldn't get across the room to like get my pain meds. I was stuck. And so I had phoned my mom, and she came over and gave me a shot of Toradol. Um, and I had kind of balanced out a bit, but I just was like not in a good place. Um, my mom really wanted me to go to the hospital, and I was being stubborn and saying like, no, I don't want to go. Like, I'm just going to rest this off. It's, what we do.
Yep.
um, and I think for my mom, she went into, I don't want to see my kid hurt. Like, this is really hard for me. And then I start feeling like a burden, and it's that vicious cycle. Eventually, like, my pain just got to be too much, and like it had been months since my last hospital trip, and I'm used to going a bit more regularly than that. And so we went, and I was really lucky. Like, the triage nurse recognized me from like previous ER visits. And so she got me in like 5 minutes. My blood pressure was just like through the roof. Um, they got me in. The nurse was really good. The doctor, we had a bit of a miscommunication with. He had kind of like come in and said like, so you have a headache. And I was like,
No.
no, not a headache. And then he went to go do like a neuro exam, and he wanted to like test the sensation in my face, and then he touched my face.
Oh
And
God.
like, I mean, I nearly jumped off the bed because you're in a TN attack. You don't want someone to touch your face. And so, um, yeah, like once I explained things and we kind of communicated a bit more, and he became more knowledgeable on what TN actually is, like it was fine. It was just those moments. They did a Dilantin infusion, which is my usual go-to. It typically breaks the flare for me for a couple hours at least, and then like after that, the pain is lesser than it was. It's not as sharp. It's a bit more dull, and so yeah, I went to do that. I got pretty sick with this infusion, so that was difficult. That lasted for a couple days, and just in general, I don't know that this one worked as well as the ones in the past have, and so that's been kind of hard for me to wrap my head around. Um, I feel like I'm starting to level out. Like, I'm not having like really bad lows and really big highs. Like, there's a bit more middle ground lately, which I'm really grateful for, but it's been a bit of a rodeo with this cold.
Yeah. That is quite a lot that you went through, and just the mental aspect of all of that, and like you said, wrapping your brain around it didn't work as well as the other ones.
Mhm.
And what does that mean? How are you getting through that?
um I'm not getting through it really gracefully, but like I'm booking it, like booked a therapy appointment for Friday, um just to kind of process all of that. um yeah, it's been difficult. I've kind of been numb lately, and I know I've said that to you quite a bit. Like, I've almost shut my feelings off. Um, and I think if there wasn't the holidays coming up, I might be more open to processing at the moment, but I'm almost, and I don't know if that's the healthiest choice, but almost like shutting myself down until I can get through it and then working on it. So, yeah, it's
I'm really proud of you for sharing that. I know that it's hard to be vulnerable, and I know that you are speaking to so many people right now. So again, I'm so proud of you for sharing and being so open and vulnerable about your experience.
thank you.
Um, for me, I've never had a Dilantin infusion before, and so I've always had this impression that you just get it and it breaks the cycle, and you're pain free and you're in the clear.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it can make you physically ill after too. There are quite a few side effects that come from that. So,
Yeah.
um, do you want to talk about that and how, like, how did that play a part in you not wanting to go get the infusion?
Yes, absolutely. Um, for me, like I know that Dilantin typically breaks it. And obviously, like I didn't know it wasn't going to work as good this time, but I know that I'm going to have some form of relief. So that plays into it. But I also know that I'm going to be really, really sick with Dilantin. And I know it doesn't affect everyone that way, but that's how it affects me. I typically do get Zofran with it. I know someone was saying get Gravol in your drip. I typically do get Zofran um, because it does make me quite sick. I usually feel like I'm going to vomit the whole time. Um, but the hardest one for me is I get like ataxia and I get double vision. And so what starts to happen first is I get double vision and then I lose my depth perception and then my vision starts moving and I don't really know how to explain that better than like you cannot control what your eyes are doing. It's just constantly moving. Um, which it really messes with you when your eyes are not balanced. And so then
Yeah,
your whole body is balanced because you don't really know where you are in space and time. And
yeah,
so when I go to sit up and like try to walk by myself, I wobble quite severely. Um, I don't have a lot of control over like my arms and my legs. It's happened once where I didn't have control over my neck and my head just like would flop. And it's a really, really scary feeling to not have control of your body. Like it's one thing to like have the pain, but then like not being able to like move how you've moved for your entire life. Um, and so typically I get like wheelchaired out of there because I can't walk. But like even like my mom took me to the washroom after the infusion and I couldn't sit straight on the toilet by myself. Like I couldn't grab the handle because I couldn't see the handle. And so she's like having to hold me up. When we were getting into the vehicle to go home, I fell forward because I couldn't find the door handle and I hit the door and we smacked the vehicle next to us. And then like my dad had to carry me inside because I couldn't see the stairs. And it's just like, you're going to feel like that for, I mean, a couple hours with the really bad symptoms, but like for the next few days, every time you take your meds, it exacerbates the symptoms. And so it's just, yeah, it's not a fun time.
wow. I think that is so informational, and hearing your experience firsthand. Obviously, I heard this while it was happening,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I had never heard that about a Dilantin infusion.
Mm-hmm.
And, I always pictured it as this dream, so to speak. And just knowing, it's just, I don't know how to put it into words. Because you've done it, but we put ourselves in so much grief just to get a couple hours of relief.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it really speaks to the lengths that will go to get rid of this pain. And like, even like, people that get the surgeries or people that get invasive procedures or all the medication side effects that we deal with speaks to the severity of this because no one would willingly put themselves through that.
Absolutely. And I think that people who don't have TN, that, hopefully they watch this and see that, it isn't, none of what we do is easy. And did you get relief? How long did you have any relief?
So I got a couple hours of like full relief. and it's a weird thing. Like I can almost feel my nerves still pulsing, but it's very, very dull. Which I mean, obviously I'll take, but
Yeah.
over the next couple days, like I still was getting the shocks. Lately, I've had a lot more atypical pain than the typical, which for me, like I'll take. I know some people's atypical is worse than their typical. For me, my atypical is more tolerable, so I'm happy with
Yeah.
what's going on. But yeah, it's just it's so hard.
Oh my gosh, I just cannot thank you enough for sharing your experience. And again, I know that it's speaking to a lot of people, and I know Jess was saying that we're the same person. It sounds like you guys have gone through very similar experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm just scrolling through the messages here. Annie was talking about how it's a grieving phase.
Yes.
Um, so how are you feeling now? How long has it been since the infusion?
I think it's been 3 weeks.
Okay.
So, um, like I said, I kind of feel a bit more stable. Like I'm not having that kind of roller coastery. Um, Mentally, like still, again, I haven't really processed it. Um, like I think it's something that I even need to like process with my family because it is such a traumatic thing, and I know for my mom it was a really traumatic thing to like find me on a bathroom floor and like have to pick me up like my 23-year-old ass off the floor. Like and I mean like then dad has to carry you in and it's a whole John's been taking care of me, grandma came and babysat me the next day, like it's a whole cycle of trauma between everyone, and I think that's something that we're going to have to process together. But again, like I feel like with the holidays that's made it extremely difficult because I don't think there's really a right time to grieve. But this just feels like I almost have to put it off, and so I just find myself less motivated lately. Like I'm so tired, I just want to sleep all the time. I don't even want to move or do anything.
Oh, that's so rough. How, I guess we can lead into how you're going to survive the holidays.
Yeah.
And it, I mean, is it awkward with your family? Like, how are you going to do that?
My family is pretty understanding. I'm really lucky in that sense. Obviously, they can't understand the full extent, and sometimes there's little bumps in the road. Um, but they are pretty understanding. I'm working on a project right now that I will hopefully release tonight. But that's just tips that have helped me get through the holidays. Um, and so I think I'm going to be applying all of those tips this year, or at least trying my best. Like, we know it's not always easy to listen to what you know is right. But yeah, I think for the project, I've kind of broken it down into 4 categories. So, planning, that's going to be like writing down all your tasks so that you have better visualization of what you do. Preparation, that's, I'm going to order things online instead of go to a store to save myself energy. Communication, like I've already started the dialogues with my family about like, well, I can't really eat this or I need to have a quiet space to go. I've started those dialogues. And comfort, like feeling good enough to bring a heating pack with me or bring a comfy blanket with me or having my meds on hand. So I've kind of broken it down, and I will release tonight the full list of tips, but that's what I'm working on today.
I am so excited to see it. I see that Alma and Laura are really excited for it as well. I have not gone through a holiday with TN, so I think your tips are going to be really helpful for me. And it's going to be interesting to see, like you said, um, starting the communication early with your family, having them have a quiet, dark room for you, bringing your heating pad, Those
Mhm.
are amazing tips to have. And I'm really excited to see the project and see how it all comes together and see how you're following your tips
No,
throughout the
I
holidays.
hopefully will follow them. But like I know I've said to you, like Christmas for me is like a really chaotic time, and I have so much family to go and visit and my partner's family to go and visit. And every single year I was feeling like I was just spreading myself thin. And with COVID, it's almost been nicer. Like, I want to have that connection. All of us want to have that connection, but it's just like I don't have the energy for it. And so I don't know, like you're just trying to make sure you can do it all, but when you have like four Christmases back to back and you just kind of start going into survival mode, like I'm hoping I will still follow those tips, but oh my gosh, it's chaos and it's something that weighs on your mind and yeah, I don't know.
Exactly. It's a lot to process and it's a lot to take those breaks that you need for yourself and while you're having fun and it's all the old holiday traditions and you don't want to break away, but I think your tips are going to come in handy to remind us that after the holidays we have to sit in our pain. Don't forget that.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, it's no, it's hard and I think we spend so much time getting into our routines and, going through our everyday of like, these are the comfort foods that I eat. I know this isn't going to set off my pain. I don't go outside when it's windy, and we're kind of forced to do that right now. And that's creating a lot of anxiety and just knowing like, oh, I'm going to have to eat meat that's probably too hard to eat, or like, I have to be around people that are really loud and lights that are really bright. And, yeah, it's a anxious season for us all.
It really is. I know I've been trying to do more self-care because
Hmm.
I've been so anxious lately. Um, I Everybody knows I do journaling, yoga, meditation. Yesterday I was doing yoga and it just wasn't working. My pain was just going through the roof, and I actually texted Mary Manning and she sent me a yoga sequence that I could do just on the floor and just something really light. Um, Victoria sent me another tip to put your feet up and do a whole body scan and try to relax your nervous system that way.
Hmm.
So I think reaching out to other warriors when you're going through those moments really helps me. Just texting Kenzie and saying, I can't eat right now and I'm nauseous and I don't know what to do. This is so annoying. Just having someone else say, that is really annoying. I'm sorry. Um, you know, Go take your Zofran, having someone else provide you tips really helps. How
Yeah.
are you getting through your numb feelings over there?
Well, and I think you hit the nail on the head, just like communicating with other people that just understand that. Because I think if I said that to even a family member that's been understanding and supportive, they don't fully grasp that. And so they're more likely to try and fix me, or try and do something instead of just being present, where I could text Jessica and she'd be like, yeah, that fucking sucks. I'd be like, yeah,
Exactly.
it does. She's like, I'm right there with you. And I think that's kind of how I've been getting through it, is just leaning on my people. um yeah, I think other than that, I'm just trying to practice. Yeah, I just have been taking lots of baths. I have been sleeping. I've actually been taking naps lately, which, if anyone
Oh,
knows, is not like me. So, yeah, I've been doing a bit of that, trying to. I know the other day I posted like meal prepping, you know, preparing myself for the times when I'm feeling a bit lower. I'm having more pain so that I don't have to feel stressed about taking care of myself. That's how I've been kind of getting through it. And I think also distraction, like video games and movies. I finally watched Harry Potter, uh,
Yes.
which is
Michael and I are doing a Harry Potter marathon, and I out nerded Kenzie for once. She had never seen all the Harry Potters.
everyone's horrified when I say that. It's
I outed you.
I've like betrayed a whole generation or something. I did it. I watched all of them. I loved them, and it's been such a great distraction to get through that.
It's really fun. Kenzie and I try to watch the same movies together. And even if it's not at the same time, it's something else that we can connect on that's not TN.
The horror movie marathon throughout October was.
That was classic.
Oh gosh. Yeah. But no, it's just nice to have that connection.
Yes. So I see Jess saying, I want to connect with you guys. We are open books. Slide into our DMs. We're here for you. I will say that Kenzie and I do only respond when we have the energy. So if we are not responding, that's because we're taking care of ourselves.
Hmm.
Um, so, but feel free to reach out to anybody in this community. There's tons of warriors from all over the world. I know everybody that I've posted stories about is more than willing to talk to any other warrior out there. So never feel like you're alone.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, like, I have people that ask me a lot of the time, like, where can I find other TN people? And I think your page specifically, if you go to those warrior stories, like they're all tagged, connect with each other, look up the trigeminal neuralgia hashtag, find people through there, and just connect because that's the most important thing I think in my journey, and I know it's been an important thing in yours.
It has. I have had TN for 4 years, and I didn't have anybody until this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really changed the trajectory of my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't thank you enough for being so open and willing to do the lives. I know that has opened so many connections. I can see Annie and Jess and Alma all following each other, and that just brings my heart so much joy. I just, I love this community.
It's our little TN army. I love it. We're just all fighting together. But no, it makes it so much easier. And I think, we spend so much of our time alone in our houses, and it's just knowing that you have those people there to go to if you're feeling stressed, if you're in pain, and they're always there. It doesn't have to be like a physical thing, just that mental support is enough.
Exactly. And Kenzie has her TN is no joke project going on. I'm going to turn my camera around so you can see my snowflakes on my window.
More.
So don't forget to make your snowflakes and hashtag TN is no joke. These ones are falling. I need to fix them.
Yeah,
But
mine are starting to fall off as well, but no,
um,
I think I'm
Kenzie made,
tutorial.
oh yes, she's gonna do a
Yeah.
snowflake tutorial, and
Hmm.
she did make a connection with
Yeah,
her snowflake on her window. Do you want to talk about that? I know you
yeah.
talked about it on your story.
I don't want to interrupt you if you had another thought, but um no, I get my groceries delivered because that's just energy that I don't want to spend. But the delivery lady had come to the door, and I had my Tiana's Snow Joke snowflake in our window, and she had asked me like if I knew anyone with TN, and so I had said like, I've had it for 8 years, and she was just asking me questions about it, like what I had done. and we had this really great conversation. And then she said that she knew someone with TN, like her friend had TN, and that it's been a pretty wild journey for them as well. And so I had asked like if they were around, because we do have that local support group and they're from a different place, but it was just, she came and she was like, I know someone with this. And she's like, I know what it does. I'm like, I'm sending you my love, and I'm just like, I'm here for you, even though like I may not always be here. And it was just like a really nice interaction with a total stranger.
I love that so much. I got chills when you told me that because it's just a snowflake, and I know you
Yeah,
thought that it was not going to go anywhere,
yeah.
but it did. Just a paper snowflake on the window brought awareness and connection to somebody else.
Hmm.
Um, Laura earlier asked how often you do your support group.
Yeah.
Um, how often do you do that? And then do you want to talk about the other support groups you do?
Oh gosh. Um,
Kenzie's
I
a busy lady.
oh my, I'm like I gotta calm down soon. um, okay, sorry, my brain just blanked. What did you just ask me?
So, when does your in-person support group
Oh,
meet? And then what are the other support groups?
so we meet once a month. And then um, there are brain injury support groups, and those are twice a week. And so sometimes I help out with those. Um, they like obviously TN isn't necessarily considered a brain injury, but we experience a lot of the same symptoms that someone with a brain injury would have, especially when you add in the medications. A lot of them have facial pain, and so it's been kind of this side community that I've now kind of experienced. And yeah, that's twice a week. And so on Wednesdays, it's called Wellness Wednesday, and we just kind of check in with each other. And then on Fridays, there's a specific topic about after brain injury. So it might be like creativity after brain injury, self-care after brain injury. And so those are also available to anyone that wants to kind of check those out.
That is so cool. Thank you for sharing that with everybody. And
Yeah, and that's
yes,
Clubhouse. I don't
I'm
know if
sorry.
everyone has.
Okay. I'll have you, well, if anyone's interested in them, feel free to DM Kenzie and she'll get you connected. Um, yes, Kenzie is doing amazing things. She runs a lot of support groups and again has all of her normal everyday stuff going on. So make sure to take the credit for yourself for everything that you're doing for everybody else.
Well, and right back at you. I know it's not easy to do.
No,
But with your memes and your warrior stories, like you're connecting. It's just like it inspires me every day. And just even like we'll be talking about something and you'll be like, you should make like content out of that. And I would have never thought about that. you're just you're taking all of my stuff to the next level too. So you're just like you inspire me every single day.
you're so sweet, Kenzie. Thank you. I think, again, this friendship coming out of all of this is truly been so amazing and so beautiful. We inspire each other, we keep each other going every day. Um, I hope that you all find a friend like Kenzie because they're out there. We're all out there.
Yeah, no, I think connecting with this community, like it's one thing to meet someone with TN and connect over the fact that you guys experience the same pain, but it's a whole other thing to meet someone that fits your personality perfectly. And I hope everyone finds that, because I feel like I found that in you and just our connecting and our tomfoolery.
Oh,
But
yes.
yeah, and but I think that's like why you sharing those warrior stories is such an amazing thing, because it gives people the opportunity to find not only TN pals, but they're personality pals.
Exactly. I love that there's so many people that I see connecting, and um, Teresa was just in California for
Hmm.
her 3 month post-op, and she was able to meet Alma, which was
So
just so cool. And Teresa's in Indiana now, and she's going to be connecting with some more warriors out there. So it's just so cool to watch the community grow and see what
cool.
everybody's projects have going on. And the more awareness, the more pages we have, the better.
Yeah, I've been so amazed. It just seems like, everyone's sharing more lately. People are open to being vulnerable. They're making memes. They're just it's changing, but for the better. And I think we're gonna see something really cool come out of that in the near future.
I think we are too. Well, I think we will wrap it up for today. Thank you for your time and your energy. I know it's been so long since we've done a live. Um, we will, we're trying to, again, balance the lives with everything going on and our energy. So, bear with us and thank you for your patience and being there with us.
Yeah, no, I think the nice thing about this is everyone understands that we're all going through it right now. So yeah, really appreciate the patience, and hopefully we can do more of these once the holiday season wraps up.
Yes. I have a live on Saturday with Teresa coming up on her 3 month post op. And then next Tuesday, we have Laura from Seattle with her 7 month post op MVD. So stay tuned. Kenzie's project is going to be released later today. We have a lot going on.
When will we calm down?
Never. Stay strong, guys.
See you guys.